Hi and welcome everyone, Stefan here from Vormac. Thanks for joining me on our workshop tour. Our grinding area, this is where we've got most of the grinders set up that we use every day. Machines being so useful, they manufacture literally parts of themselves. The tall one there, we use that a lot for squaring up parts and sanding the larger surface areas. This is the workhorse for the knife maker. Those of you who have one of these, you will notice there's a big black thing on there. Now that is the new Ratchet system for these machines. I've been testing that for about 6 months. Oh well, it's been on there for 6 months and I thoroughly enjoy it. The first production ones are on the go. I'll talk more about that later. I don't want to spend too much time on that. The white machine, I have no name for this yet. So if you can figure out a name or have an idea, let me know. This was a prototype also that was done a while ago and ended up being my preferred knife making machine because it's user friendly. It actually flips and it's just nice to look at, man. So the first production one is on the shelf here at the back. I'll show you that later. These are one small curvature grinder and then the flat disc grinder. Yeah, like I say, these are the ones we use most of the time. Some storage area there at the bottom with a belt rack that I need to put up here. I still don't have enough belt storage or hanging space there. Overhead lighting, VFDs there at the top. Our drilling and milling area. Arbor press. I think that's a 3-ton. Gets used for the bearing pressing and then obviously also the keys for the drive wheels that are cut in with the broaches. So that gets used very often by Brian. Oh, look at this. This is a little vibratory machine that I built the other day. We started to use a lot of stainless steel parts, especially for the ratchets and a couple of other parts, and finishing them is just not an option. It takes too long, so I've started to do it with the vibratory machine, and that actually works very nicely, saves us a lot of time. Drill presses, nothing out of the ordinary. This one, this is a cooling system on there. It runs in there, get caught there, runs in there, circulates. I can actually show you. I've got a VFD on there. I've got a 3-phase motor on there, 0.75 kilowatt, and converted it to be adjustable. Actually, I blew the motor, so it was a bit of a forced project. Built-in control. This on stop, the reverse, and I can go forward, speed setting. So that's very useful. We use this a lot for the countersinking, especially on the harder parts. The coolant, very necessary, especially on the Benox plates. From here we go into the milling machine. Brian keeps these very clean. He's been tasked with making sure they're clean and oiled all the time. We're right next to the sea here, Pardon Island, Cape Town. And rust, you don't look after your equipment, rust is a problem. And also I usually keep them, not usually, they're always covered with covers, just to keep the grinding dust that comes out of the grinding area. It gets afloat and it floats around and goes and sits on my machines, especially when it's oiled. Anyway, try and keep everything clean. Storage area for milling machine parts, lathe parts, measuring equipment, reamers, etc. Lathe area, this is where we make a lot of chips. If I quickly swing around, that big bag there, that needs to be taken out very soon. Moving on, small welding table on casters with a couple of jigs there at the bottom that we use for welding things up straight. There's an area where I put machines and parts that I actually want to keep out of the way, keep them clean and just temporarily store them here. New white machine, I'll give you a quick look. New tracking system, Ratchet. Very nice, if I may say so myself. I love making nice things. Yeah, there's the two compact grinders here with the, it still needs assembling a bit, rotating platens, the drive wheels there. These are the wheels that go on the rotating platens, 60, 80 and 120 by 50 wheels. One of the upright machines there on the side, that one's getting a 2.2 kilowatt motor. A beast of a machine, works like a dream, especially with those bigger motors. And then I've got a board up there for notes. Brian usually writes up there what he uses up that needs to be replenished. Continuing, this is a small storage area where I've got shelving with, there's packaging materials and odds and ends. All my machines get put into double walled packaging material, more packaging materials, boxes with stuff in, some tools, some other materials, some bearings. I've got a little office set up here for myself. Coffee, very important. My computer with my designs and everything on there. There's actually something on there. I'm not going to show you more than that. It's a very useful little toy for the knife maker, which will happen within the next month or so. Our polyurethane casting area, curing oven for curing the polyurethane. Storage for containers and liquids and brushes and primers and what have you. Some wheels there at the bottom, 300 by 25, 300 by 50, 200 by 50. Small wheel attachment wheels. More storage. A lot of the molds are in there. This is where all the orange wheels come out. More storage, shelving. We use this mostly for keeping the parts of the machines and the accessories that when we assemble, before they get actually put in on the machines. There's some table mechanisms, platen, spines, etc. All sorts of things in there. Boxes with odds and ends. Prototype screws, so that I know when I work with a prototype where my screws are. Otherwise it gets put into this, which is our main fasteners. That's all here together, all nicely labeled and organized for when the assembling happens. They need to be a bit replenished, I see. Some more on that side. Look at that. Vormac ratchets. I can give you a quick look. These are the new stainless steel ratchets. They look like that after they come out of my vibratory machine. More storage. In here we've got the electrical stuff, plugs, wiring, some tooling bits, nicely organized, labeled. Work table. This is a welder under there and cut-off machine, brace of cut-off machines. This is more or less when I make knives, I fiddle around here. Shelving space, containers with bearings, precision tooling, rod ends, all sorts of things that's in there. Moving over here, there's two machines that the courier need to pick up. Here I've got my heat treating kilns. This is one I built quite a while ago. But overkill, it's now being used basically for tempering. I use that one for the heat treating. That gets moved around. Both of those are on caster wheels, so I can get them where I need them in a safe area. On this side of the workshop in the center, we've got our assembling table. This is nice size. It's 4 meters long by 1.2 meters wide. Got a couple of the workhorse machines here at the top that's being assembled. Some shelving here at the bottom, testing wheels, all sorts of odds and ends. Knife making, some drive wheels that have to go on there. Over here it's a flat surface area, measuring flat things. Everything must be flat. My beloved press. This is a manual 20-ton press that I built specifically for straightening parts. Also some of the bearings we do on here if need be. Very useful tool. You can move the whole head left and right. Well folks, thank you for joining me. I'm planning to make more videos like this, which I'll be posting in the near future on the channel. So please hit the subscribe button, and if you find yourself in the area, you're most welcome to visit.